So here's my lovely mom, Gisela. She's German, and Christmas time is cookie time. And Mom, what are we making today?
We make today the German Christmas or Weihnachtsgebäck.
Hildabroetchen.
Hildabroetchen or flat regular ones.
Yeah, because the dough that we're using is going to be very versatile. You can just make regular single cookies or then the sandwich cookies like we're making them. This is what we love to do, and without further ado, let's start. What do we start with?
500 gram meal, 250 gram butter, 250 gram sugar, and 1 package vanilla sugar. I use the Dr. Oetker one, 2 eggs, and a half package baking powder, but there I use the Dr. Oetker one too.
So before you start, you can, and you're planning to use chocolate as a decoration, make sure you put your chocolate chips in a bowl and that in a pot with hot water.
Well, we start with the sugar.
And we have
Vanillezucker.
And you can make the sugar yourself. You can order it online.
Yeah, I use Dr. Oetker. So, then we put the butter.
And that was, is it melted? You melted?
Ja, soften. Dann 2 Eier.
2 eggs.
Und jetzt tue ich das mixen.
Mit dem Knethaken?
Ja.
Hast du normalerweise nicht den anderen da drin?
Nein, der ist aber besser. Ich habe den anderen probiert vorhin.
Okay, magst du den besser?
Yeah. I add now the flour mixed with baking powder. There I have the Dr. Oetker, a half package, about 5 or 6 gram, mixed within und sieben.
And it's sifted so we don't have any lumps in the flour.
Yeah.
And Mom just spoons it in one at a time, because if you dump the whole thing, you might get just flour powder dust everywhere. So we don't want to do that, and just one step at a time and slowly mix it in.
There we go. There we go.
So Mom's going to knead that to make it a smooth dough. So we're gonna wrap this dough that we just made in, well, press and seal or cling wrap, whatever you want to use. You just want to have it covered and put it in the fridge for at least 30 minutes.
So,
Okay, so we're gonna...
but we have already one cooled off in the fridge.
So this goes in the fridge, and here is the one that we previously made. To have this dough cold is really important. It keeps it from sticking to the surface that we're going to work on. And when you just work on part of it, you don't use the whole dough right away. Whatever you're not using, just put it back in the fridge until you do. Like I said, the butter that's in there melts and it gets kind of sticky. You're trying to prevent the sticking of the dough to the surface by using flour, but you don't want to use too much flour because that'll change the consistency of the dough and the taste. So there we go. We take part of it. Okay, let's start with the little ones. We have 2 parts to the cookie because it's going to be a sandwich. This is the top with the little crescent moon cut out, and this is the bottom. This is going to be a full shape. So let's just make a top, and we're going to place it here onto this cookie sheet. Now what I like about this particular one is because you can just push this and it pushes out the cookie, which is really nice. My mom also loves to quickly just dip the cookie cutters in flour so that they don't stick. Right? One more. And there you go. So I hope we have enough of them, but this is how we're going to continue on to put on the sheets, and then we are going to preheat the oven to what temperature?
Bake 180.
Gut, alles klar. Soll ich eine andere Form nehmen?
Ja, wie du willst. Okay.
Ooh. Okay, I guess let's do just one. We might only have enough rolled out for one.
Genau.
And I'll stick that on there for you. See? Oh, I thought I did it right. See? All in. There you go.
So.
One. I did not mention how thick those cookies should be. All right, it looks to me like it could be 1/2 centimeter. When we have it in the oven, we just check to see how
Between 8 and 10 minutes.
8 and 10 minutes.
But you need to check it.
And my mom prefers cookies to be a little darker. I prefer them to be lighter. Again, it's a very personal taste. Either way, in the end, I don't care because I like her cookies. So my Oma would allow me to watch her make the cookies in the kitchen. And she would add cacao to the cookies and then make little swirls or checkerboards. So that was all real fun. Unfortunately, she would make cookies only like once in the season, and that had to be it. It lasted. Now the next step would be to brush egg yolk onto these cookies. It'll make them kind of shiny and get them a really nice golden color.
Okay, now there we go. I put it now here and 10, but I check it between.
I remember that my Oma didn't have a stove like this. What kind of a stove did Oma have, Mom?
Ja, the old German Backofen.
It was just an older oven. It wasn't anything high speed, but yeah, she was so awesome at making cookies. We always loved Christmas time. In Germany, it's just a big thing to have Sunday afternoons, and I've mentioned this before, Sunday afternoons with cookies and to just sit together and be cozy because it was usually pretty dark outside. And you just have the candles lit, you have an advent wreath with candles on it, you light the candles and just sit together and and enjoy the afternoon, enjoy the time you have.
With the family together.
With the family. Uh-oh.
Noch a little bit more.
Heiß und fettig. All right. So we let those cool off a little bit before we put our strawberry jam on. So these are pretty ginormous. See how that jam's coming through. So good, so good. So you want to let them cool off completely. And then you can either put a glaze on the cookies, and I usually use powdered sugar and just mix some lemon juice in it, and then glaze them with it and just let it be. Or you can just put powdered sugar on it. I don't like to brush it on. I actually like to squeeze it on. We just happen to have these icing bags left over, so watch this. This is so fun. Okay, what's your favorite Christmas song? Good idea, good idea.
Ja, oh du fröhliche, stille Nacht.
If I could sing, I would, but I can't, so I won't.
Ja, oh du fröhliche, stille Nacht.
I think Stille Nacht is... No. Ode Fröhliche, I think, is one of my favorite older songs.
The Christmas in many years ago was a little bit more like a holiday, and the kids couldn't go in a room before the Christmas tree was fixed and the presents underneath. It's not like here you do weeks before.
We did not put the Christmas tree up until
The Christmas Eve, yeah.
Christmas Eve. So we would actually have Christmas on the 24th of December, not the 25th. Us kids, we could not enter the room. But once the parents were done with decorating the Christmas tree, by the way, we had real candles on the Christmas tree.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about a fire hazard, but for some reason it worked out. Ours never burned, I think. Did ours ever burn?
No.
No. And then my dad would have a little bell, and he would ring the bell. That means
everybody could come in the room.
The kids could come into the room and just run to the Christmas tree and see what there was under the tree. That was fun. And then we couldn't open the Christmas gifts until we had dinner.
Yeah.
It's not really too hard to do. It's, of course, work. But that's part of the fun of it. If you enjoy cookies and cooking and Christmas time, these are great to make. And again, you can make, instead of making sandwiches, maybe you just want to leave them this way and just decorate them, have the kids decorate them. Again, personally, I like them kind of soft and not crunchy. And
we put here.
Oma, what do you do to keep the...
I put some apple slices in here. Where is it? Here. Here. 2. One here. So they stay soft and don't get too hard.
And don't dry out. And of course you have a lid on it. This is our favorite way to keep the cookies soft and the way we like them. If you ever have cookies, like the other day I bought some cookies from a store that I actually really liked, but they were just too crunchy for me and too kind of hard, then I put them in a container, added a slice of apple, and added a slice of apple, and within a day they were really nice and soft. Now I don't like them chewy. They're not going to turn out chewy, and that's not what we want, but just soft and nice.